Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about why you must make a decision to get the things you want in life. Sometimes there's this mentality that we got to do all this planning and everything, but people haven't even really made a decision for it yet. And this is very important. What I mean by making a decision, I don't mean just thinking, oh, that would be great. People think that about the lottery. They think that about losing weight. They think that about whatever. They think that about a lot of things that they have no intention of ever doing anything about. There are people who, like the lottery, for example, want to win the lottery. They don't buy a lottery ticket. Now, you could have one just blow across your path as you're walking down the street and it'd be a winner, of course. Anything's possible. But they have not really made a decision. Now, I'm not telling you to go play the lottery, so don't misunderstand. But my point is that the inaction they have shows they haven't made a real decision yet. But here's what's important. When you make a decision, what this means is you're going to start doing things toward that goal. That does not mean you have to have everything figured out. Matter of fact, you don't have to have anything figured out. God puts these desires in your heart. People think desire is wrong. Some religions even teach that you got to get rid of desire. But the whole idea that they have is that they have a desire to get rid of desire, which is insanity, because you have to get rid of the desire to get rid of desires. So it's an endless cycle that never gets solved. Desires are not a bad thing. They're not a problem. Now, sometimes people confuse desires with fleshly lusts. That's a different thing, and that's not good. But the desires that God puts in your heart are not bad. They're good, and I got to add this important point. God does not give you a desire that He does not also equip you with the ability to achieve it. Now, this does not mean you know everything from the beginning. You don't. Matter of fact, many times you don't know anything. And it's like walking down a proverbial path and there's no light. But you can only see a little bit, 1 or 2 steps ahead. That's all you can see. You don't see the other mile of walking you have to go, where it's going to take you, what's down that path. You just see the 1 or 2 steps in front of you. And you take those steps. Then you see another 1 or 2 steps. Then you take those steps, and so on until you get to the goal. Now, when God gives you desire, it's not something for you to just sit there and ponder and think about and do nothing about. You have to make a decision. I'm going to get this thing, whatever it is, whether it's a material thing or some sort of achievement, some sort of accomplishment. You have to make a decision for that, and then take those steps you see before you to take. Now, if you literally know nothing, and you ask God for wisdom on how to get that desire, the steps might be to just do a simple web search and see what comes up about this issue. How other people have obtained this thing. It could be that simple to start. Just that very basic act could be your first steps toward that goal. And you'll get more light. More revelation will be given to you, and you'll start to see just exactly how you're going to get there. You don't know exactly the exact way, but you're starting to see things unfold. You're starting to take steps that show you each and every day that you're on the right path. Never get yourself bothered with the how. That's what people get involved in. Well, how is this going to work out? How is this going to happen? How could it happen? You don't have to worry about any of that. That is not for you to know. And this is something where your true faith comes in, because many people are walking by sight, but you must walk by faith and not by sight. When you're walking by faith, you don't have to know all the how. That's what sight-based people do. That's what carnal people do. Their carnal mind, they have to know exactly how everything's going to work out, or exactly how to do something. The person of great faith and full of the Holy Ghost goes by the leading of the Spirit. They may not know everything that's going to go on. They may not know all the ways it could possibly work out. They just do the things they know to do right now because they've made that decision and they're taking the steps toward it. So I want to encourage you today. Are there things, desires you have in your heart that have been floating around your heart for years and you've taken no steps toward them? Well, my friends, because you haven't made a decision in that regard. Because a decision puts you in a place of committing to action toward that end goal. It doesn't mean you know all the actions. It doesn't mean you know how everything's going to work out. It doesn't mean you have even a clue how it could work out. You just know that God gave you that desire, and He'll give you the tools to attain it, and you're just going to take the action you know to take as He leads you. Where many people get hung up and never attain their desires, their hopes and dreams and goals fall away and die with them when they die, is because they haven't made that decision, a real decision for that desire to be attained. And then the proof of that decision is the action they take each day toward that goal. Doesn't have to be big action, doesn't have to be massive action in that regard, because you may not even know massive things to do right now. You may only know little tiny things here and there to do. And that's all you know, and that's what you do. You take action, and you wait for more things to be revealed. Often what you'll find is as you do those little things, it just starts becoming very plain what else you need to do. And God is very gracious to us, because when He gives us this desire and He gives us the tools, He doesn't give us the whole entire explanation of how it's going to happen and how it's going to work out, because sometimes it would be too unbelievable for even us. So He just gives us a little bit of time. And we do not make the mistake of leaning to our own understanding, but we depend on Him. We lean on Him. We trust in Him. And He directs our paths. He directs our steps. He directs our ways. And we start taking those steps. Notice, He directs our steps, but we're taking steps. He's not doing the steps for us. He's not taking the actions for us. He shows us, He gives us a light on our path toward that goal. So my friend, I want to encourage you today. Make a decision for your desires. What is it that you want? What is that desire that is in your heart? You know God put that there. Make a decision that you are going to attain that. Have the faith for that. Don't get into sight-based things where you're trying to figure out exactly how it's going to happen. Just focus on getting the wisdom of God to take the actions you know to take now toward that goal. And watch as the revelation unfolds before you. You start to see it. You know exactly what you need to be doing each day. More and more things open up to you. And eventually, it could be tomorrow. It could be a year from now. It depends on what it is. But eventually you will have that desire, and it'll all be to the glory of God. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly. Now, this is a little bonus I want to leave for people who actually watch the video to the end. Don't just see the credits start to roll and then think, oh, it's over. This is for those of you who are wise enough to have an intuition to keep watching. And the thing I want to mention is about making a decision. When you make a decision, I mentioned a lot about taking action in this video, and that's very important. But sometimes if you'll make the decision in faith, believing, you don't have to know anything about how it's going to happen. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. This is one of the most powerful things about decision, that when you make a decision, sometimes everything works out in your favor, and you have to literally do nothing except make the decision for the desire. So I want to encourage you today. One of the things that is keeping many people back from getting everything they desire in life is the fact they haven't made a decision. Some people, it might be the fact that they know if they make a decision, they're going to do a bunch of things they don't want to do, like the actions I mentioned in the video. But I want to encourage you. You can boldly go in faith and receive everything you desire. And, this is so important, oftentimes you don't have to do anything. You don't have to take any actions besides the action of making the decision for your desire and being willing to take the action if needed. But knowing that by faith, sometimes those things just work out and you don't have to do anything. God will do it all for you. So my friend, I encourage you in this. Make a decision today and watch as you start to see your desires unfold before you each and every day.